1 in 8 adults in the UK are carers, and that figure equates to around 6.5 million. Most care is done by friends and family, and they make up the UK's carer population. These families go through traumatic events and their whole life is turned upside down.
I was just aware of floating face down, and I knew straight away I'd broken my neck.
And it also puts a heavy strain on the relationships between the carer and the person that's being cared for.
I did something silly.
And what was it that you did?
I took an overdose.
In this episode, we meet the heroes who've taken on this heavy responsibility and the champions who've come to terms with a completely new way of life. Lastly, we've gained access to one of the country's leading respite holiday centres, and we'll see what a huge impact giving carers and disabled people that vital break has on our families' lives. My name's Anthea Turner, and this is Hot Topics. In this series, we look at hidden stories that have a big impact in the UK, and we meet real-life heroes who have first-hand experience. We'll be looking at questions like, how can one simple medical procedure save millions of lives? How does one building in London impact new inventions right across the world? Can we inspire a new generation of musicians? And just how far can we push our social care system before it collapses in the UK? Join me to find out more on the UK's biggest Hot Topics. I know the pressure that caring puts on a family, the dynamics of a family, because I grew up with a sister who had spina bifida. When she was a child, I don't think any of us really noticed anything because it's just a child in a pushchair. But when she became a young adult, I know that was very, very hard on my mum and dad, especially my mum, just doing simple things, just, going shopping. So life has moved on a lot in the world of the carer. So I'm very, very interested to see how Respite really works. Coming up, we meet Hilary and Sean, Tina and Aaron, and Jerry. We'll speak to an expert about care across the UK, and we'll see our families and carers enjoy a well-deserved break. I'm on my way to Southport to meet the first of our carers, Hilary and her son Sean. To understand a little more about their situation, I met Hilary first at Southport Pier.
Oh, fish and chips.
So, take me back to when you had the call from Ibiza.
It was on the 4th of June. It was my friend that phoned and said Sean's fell and banged his head.
Hilary's story is an incredible one. As a survivor of abuse herself, she not only had a tough upbringing, but she's also cared for her son Sean full-time since he suffered a head injury whilst on a trip to Ibiza. What did the doctors in Ibiza say?
Well, I'd gone up to the hospital and they said that the son that I had is gone. Would you like to switch the machines off and donate his organs? And I was just hysterical. I was like, no.
So then you get him back to the UK. What did the doctors say there?
He said 80% of patients with his severity of injury don't recover. I honestly believed I could get him back to, not the same Sean, but maybe walking, talking. But unfortunately, that never happened.
When was the realisation for you that that wasn't going to happen?
About 4 years ago. I just didn't want to give up hope. I had a bit of a nervous breakdown. And I just thought, I can't do this, it's not fair on him, I just couldn't do it anymore. I did something silly.
And what was it that you did?
I took an overdose.
Yeah.
I've got no family, I was brought up in care from the age of 2.
Yeah.
So I've got no immediate family, there's Sean and myself, that is it.
Yeah.
It's just hard to go back and think that that's where I'd ended up. I always thought I was a strong person. And I always thought, no, I need to be strong for Sean, I need to be strong for Sean. But I forgot I needed to be strong for myself. I've been lonely all my life until I had Sean. Sean, for me, was my gift of life.
Yeah. But some people never have that.
No.
So you've got that.
Yeah, and he's still here, and he's happy.
And we're in Southport in the rain eating chips.
And enjoying ourselves.
Talking about Sean. Living with a loved one who may be infirm or disabled can be extremely demanding. But what's it like to live with a disability every single day? We're here in Northwich to meet Jerry and his carer. Hello there, nice to see you. Hello.
Hi,
Blowing kisses.
I'm Jerry. Pleased to meet you.
Jerry spent the early part of his life flying as a pilot in the RAF. What was it like the day you got your wings?
It wasn't unusual for me to be called into the boss's office. He said, I'm pleased to say that with immediate effect, you're an operational pilot on 43 Squadron.
After a successful career in the RAF, Jerry became a pilot for a commercial airline. And whilst away in Mexico, he was hit by a freak wave while swimming and broke his neck.
I was just aware of just floating face down and I knew straight away I'd broken my neck. My arms and legs were all just dangling in front of me and all I could move was my mouth. Everything starts to go into tunnel vision and into black and white, and you get little flashbacks to images of your youth. And then it very quickly just went all black and peaceful.
Jerry was rescued from the sea and resuscitated, but was left paralysed from the neck down. Whilst in hospital in Mexico, Jerry's wife and children were flown out to see him. What were you able to say to the kids when you saw them?
I said to my son, remember the words. I was able to say, it's okay, big man. It doesn't hurt too much. I hope it's the only time in my life I ever have to lie to him.
Jerry is able to maintain a full-time carer, but many other families in the UK are less fortunate and lack access to this critical support.
If you start getting your family involved in your care, they've then become very much more your carers and not your family, and that you should get professional care. We always intended that the family should be able to get on and live their life, and don't let my disability get in the way of that.
Next, we've come to Essex to meet Tina and her son, Aaron.
So these are his family. This was at church. And this was me and Aaron on a boat in Tenerife. Oh, quite a long time ago, as you can see.
Aaron was born 8 weeks premature and suffered birth defects as a consequence. One of those was a problem with his heart and led to an operation at the age of 1. Complications following the operation resulted in Aaron going into cardiac arrest.
And the cats. Oh, his heart was started going because it had actually stopped. And after that, they put him in an induced coma and took him straight back to intensive care. And when he came out of that, the coma, slowly but surely, he just wasn't the same. Right, we're going to get packing. Yeah? Are you okay, Aaron? Yeah, every year he just got better and better, but he just never walked again. Oh yeah, it was just life-changing. Every day just is a day, and I cope with it. Yeah, but this one will go with your sandals. You know, he's not a 32-year-old in terms of conversation and that, but he has got that little childish part in him. Oh, he doesn't like me helping. Yeah, I've just cracked on for 30 years. Just put everything aside to look after him. So no, I don't think I'm a hero, I'm just a mum with a lot of love to give.
Coming up, we speak to psychiatrist Ilian Benzayan.
It's very stressful, very anxiety-provoking. It can make you feel really isolated.
Aaron and Sean take part in some fun activities, and we learn how our carers got on.
If I didn't have these breaks, I wouldn't be able to cope.
Having seen how hard it is to care for people, I wanted to learn about the impact this has on the carer's mental well-being. So I chatted to clinical psychiatrist Ilian Benzayan. 1 in 8 adults in this country are carers, but that figure is going to increase. Why is that?
We have an ageing population. People are living much longer. They're not as physically able and they need more support and more care. And the truth is that there's not enough provision within the service that we can offer, social services, NHS, etc. And that means that burden is then placed on family and carers, families. If you've got someone that needs to be watched all the time because they're potentially a danger to themselves, then it's very difficult to get time away. It's very difficult to get respite from whoever you're caring for. I think it's really important for carers to have access to respite centres. They need to be able to look after themselves, to get some time away, particularly in terms of their mental health and their emotional well-being. It's very stressful, very anxiety-provoking. It can make you feel really isolated. So by enabling someone to go to a respite centre to get some time away, it's caring for their well-being and it's looking after themselves, which then allows them to go and look after the person they're caring for.
Coming up, we catch up with Aaron and Sean and see how their weeks are going. And Jerry talks about an incredible moment shared with his son.
June 24th, 2012. It was a very, very special moment.
Off we go.
We're back with Tina and Aaron as they make their way to a respite holiday centre for disabled people.
I really like going away, seeing all the people. It's hard for her. It's nice to have a break. I think she wants a break as well.
Aaron will be staying here at the Revitalise Jubilee Lodge Holiday Centre for the next week. These unique facilities caters for all disabilities and enables both disabled people and their carers to have that essential break, safe in the knowledge that they'll have all the expertise required. In addition to the permanent staff, the centre also brings in a host of volunteers, which they consider a magical ingredient to the lively, inclusive atmosphere.
He does make friends here, different friends each time he comes.
And how
obviously.
often has he been here?
He comes basically about once a month. He's one of the lucky ones. Some only get to come here a couple of times a year. I haven't got any worries whatsoever when he's here. Both of you need the break. He needs the break from me and I need the break from him. And it doesn't mean to say we don't love each other and miss each other, we do, but the break's good.
We're back in Southport with Hilary and Sean at the Revitalise Sandpipers Holiday Centre.
Boys, look at it out here now. It's gorgeous. Oops. More.
Oh, he's pure gentleman, aren't you? Sean being in Revitalise has been a lifeline for me because it gives me that chance to have some space and time to myself, but it also gives Sean time to be Sean. Yeah. He hasn't got me fussing over him, so he enjoys it.
Sean gets an amazing holiday at Sandpipers. He'll be able to get involved in the activities, getting involved in the excursions, quest, and he'll be doing things like discos and dancing and just really letting himself go.
Sean's so complex and his needs so complex. He's 24/7 every day. So to have that break and give myself time to recharge my batteries and recharge myself, if I didn't have these breaks, I'd have nothing to recharge. I wouldn't be able to cope.
We're back with Jerry to find out how important his trips to respite holiday centres are, both for him and his family.
After I'd been in hospital earlier this year, it was a kind of no-brainer to go there as a kind of halfway house, as more of a holiday stay.
Tell me about the Olympic torch.
In June 24th, 2012, it was a very, very special moment when Sam transferred the flame to my Olympic torch and fitted it onto a little bracket on the side of the armrest. In that 10 minutes, the two of us then together, absolutely priceless.
Aaron is now halfway through his stay, and today we catch up with him for a sailing excursion. And Tina, his mum, is joining in.
Here's a cuddle. Come on, give me cuddles. Oh, I miss you all the time, Aaron.
I'm embarrassed. I can't wait for sailing on Wednesday. I like the fresh air. Steering the boat.
See you later, guys.
Bye. Not in that way. Not in that way. Are you excited?
I know you're excited.
Aaron's been coming here since I was 17, so we've literally watched each other grow up. And what makes the week so special for Aaron, in my experience, is the volunteers. He spent so much time with me when I was a volunteer. He helped me get integrated into the building. I think it's the people. I think he loves the people so much because whenever he comes back, the smile he has on his face to see the friends that he's made previously, and you know that he's excited to make more friends.
Respite is vital. Not only does it give carers a break, but it's wonderful for the development of relationships. Care in the UK is a key issue and will become even more so in the future. Our carers need the support offered by respite centres and other charities to reduce the pressure on our straining social care system.
It was really good. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Did you like it with me there?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'm back up in Southport and I've come to see Hilary and Sean to find out if their break was a success. Just recently, Sean's been away.
Yeah, for 2 weeks I've had a 2-week break, which has been amazing.
What are the sort of things that you do?
I can sit in the garden and I can go out and I don't have to worry, is Sean okay? If someone phones and says, what are you up to? I can go, oh, nothing, I'll come and see you.
Yeah.
Whereas if I've got Sean, I do find it difficult to keep contact with friends.
So how important is it for you to have, you know, the place that Sean goes to?
I don't think I'd be saying what they do is they allow me to switch off because I know it's a secure, it's safe, it's well staffed, it's well looked after.
Do you feel bad sometimes? Like you think, oh, I'm really looking forward to this 2 weeks?
Sometimes I do feel guilty, but then I also think, you know what, I deserve it as much as Sean deserves it.
Can I see him?
Yes.
Let's go and say hello. There we go.
And stop.
Hello. You've been away on holiday.
I love
You.
you.
Mum.
Mum, I love you too.
Oh, I love it.
Nice.
That's nice.
You bring all these different people from different backgrounds together in a centre, and you watch something quite remarkable form, and it becomes part of many people's lives.
He was my gift of life, and without Sean, I don't think I'd be here.
We miss each other. Yeah, we do miss each other. And the house isn't the same when he's away.
I meet all kinds of people. They enjoy my company. I enjoy their company as well.
Well, I have met some extraordinary, generous people who sacrifice their own lives to help others, asking for very little in return. But, like all of us, every so often, they need a break.